Yeah, we're like on it, on time.
Oh, there we. What's going on, Evan?
Not much. How are we doing?
Oh, I think we're doing good, brother. I think we are doing good. Let me shut that. Looks like our frame rates are good.
Oh,
We,
fantastic. I love when we have
yeah,
good frame rates.
yeah. We started off at 17, but then it went up, and we're at 29. We are experiencing some pretty strong storms in D Town right now. So, man, if we cut off, that means I lost internet or I lost power. So
Hope not.
I know. And Chili, you just said you looked at the Doppler and it looked like we were going to be
You're
getting hit for a minute.
yeah, you're gonna be wearing it for a while. Looks like till about 10 o'clock.
Man, we got what's up, Carson? What's up, Dave? Oh man,
Man,
Evan,
these guys are on it. Everybody's on time. I was about to say when we started the show how we were like we were on it. A couple times I used to fly from Bloomington to Detroit. I had to for work.
uh-huh.
And these, no matter what, they're like those guys be on time because those flights. This is for a lot of you had to worry big time. They're like these guys are old military guys and they are on the fucking money. And it is like you could time those dudes, man. When they we're here, we're gone, we're landing, boom, they were on it, and we're just like them. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I look at us like pilots.
yeah. I mean, if we can't entertain these guys, at least we can be on time.
That's right. And we were on time. 7 o'clock. We started Brad's song, and I want to thank Brad Hurst for the killer intro song. Don't have to worry about copyright strikes anymore. That was nice. Which I don't
Hell
know
yeah.
why I got a copyright strike anyway. It's like, you know, I played like 30 seconds of a song, and I white guy danced to it.
You do white guy dance.
Yeah, I mean, that right there should be like, nah, we can't hit this dude with a copyright strike. And it wasn't like a famous song. It wasn't like some Whitney Houston shit. It was something off an arcade game. But
Yeah, don't matter.
I
People got
know.
to get paid.
You,
It's lawyers, dude. Lawyers.
lawyers are the worst thing. I
Well,
mean,
they've ruined a lot of shit.
there's some cool lawyers. I know a couple cool lawyers. Your cousin. One of
Oh,
the
absolutely.
Yeah, Paul, one of the coolest dudes I've ever met, man. He's a straight up dude. He'll tell you too. Okay, here's where you're screwed. Here's where you're okay. he, you know,
You-
he,
you're right.
but yeah, it just Carson, I got my notifications on. Hello, Shiloh. Hello,
Hello.
Steven. Skella. Skeller has been a fan of us and watches us, and I don't know why. We probably make Skeller, when he gets done watching the show, he probably loses a couple IQ points. But he keeps tuning in, so I can't turn him away, you know? I'm just
Oh, I
kidding.
agree.
Uh,
Yeah, thank you for your support over the years. That's cool.
yeah,
That's
cuz
hard to put into words, really.
yeah,
That's a cool thing.
cuz he was always in, when we were doing okay, when we were doing the D-Town radio thing. He was in there all the time.
Yeah, and that was a decade ago.
Yeah. You're old, dude. You were getting old. I know we did try to meet up. D-Town Radio. I do miss that, man. We had a lot of fun on that show. That whole
Yeah,
station was fun.
it was an interesting time. It was an interesting look into, man, because I'll say it, man. A lot of the people were like shut-ins, and they was interesting how their lives got involved in each other. And I mean, we saw people move across country,
Yeah.
meet someone like on D Town or on Rocktown Radio, and I can't remember when I want to say I was friends with her forever, but yeah, she moved all the way,
Uh
one coast to the next for a dude, and they've been happily ever after. And I just
yeah.
couldn't. It was interesting look into lives like it's interesting.
Yeah. And at that time a lot of people that and we kind of started this during the pandemic. And I kind of figured we'd get through the pandemic and everything, and then it would fall off, and we'd just be done with it. And man, we got a lot of loyal people that come in and check us out for some reason.
Yeah,
So,
very cool.
and it ain't the music anymore. I used to think it was the music because when I started on Rocktown, there was but I think I was younger than the guy that, or no, I was older than the guy that owned it, but the other guys that were DJing were a lot older than me.
Hmm.
And they played a lot of old 70s, and I don't even think they got into hair bands and shit like that. They just played the 60s and 70s, and they'd get into some kind of, like southern rock stuff. But when I came in with the new stuff. I came in with the Slipknot. I came in with Disturbed and Mudvayne, and I played
Hmm.
all this shit that everybody wasn't playing.
Yeah, and we played some grunge era stuff too, and yeah, more modern stuff because it was heavily saturated classic rock, your typical classic rock, and I got burnt out on that in Decatur. I mean, what is the station? 105.7, 106.3? I can't remember. Man, they just play the same stuff over and over and just run it into the ground.
Yeah, yeah, it is too. It's the same stuff, and I like a lot of the B-side stuff.
Right.
Like Nirvana's Nevermind. So to me, some of their best songs are songs that have no radio play.
Right. But classic rock radio, they play the same three, four songs from every, whether Rolling Stones, Heart, Aerosmith, it's the same three or four songs on the same rotation, just year after year. And it just, I used to work out in the garage, me all the time. And you get tired of back in the day jockeying CDs, so I would, put the radio on it. And there just came a point where it's like, I need to just stop listening to any classic rock radio. And I did for like 10 years. I just couldn't take it anymore. And then, lately, last couple of years, I've gotten back into it. And it's like stuff is a little fresh to me again, but it's like I had to stop.
Yeah, and that's understandable because when my truck was down, I got a thing that I can plug my phone in, and I play what I want. Which, here's the thing about me, I don't have a specific genre of music. I listen to everything. I mean everything. It
Yeah, you do.
it is hard telling what I'll be listening to. And so um that week or so that my truck was down, I was in an old truck, just AM FM radio, and I started listening to that 107.3. It's like an oldies station.
Yeah.
And they're playing like all the shit I grew up with. Well, they're even playing shit like when I was damn near 20. So it's like, man, I don't know if I can listen to that station too much because it makes you feel old as shit. You're like,
Yeah.
you know, especially when good times, good oldies, and then bam, a song you danced, you know, at prom to, and it's like, whoa.
Hmm. Yeah. That does make you feel old. And you listen to radio and like, oh, here's a on classic rock radio, and then they play a song by U2 or something. You're like, what?
Right, right. Oh man, how many minutes are we in? 10 minutes in, you are listening to the Al from D Town and Chili 442 show. Show number 48, Evan.
I'll take that. Yeah.
Yeah. We're damn near coming on a year.
Really close.
Yeah, Lisa
Wow.
said good channel. I agree, Lisa, except if you listen to it for more than a couple days, you can almost hear the playlist just repeat.
Hmm.
Sometimes, you know, they'll throw a different song on. But like one day, dude, I was working and they played like 4 songs off the Purple Rain soundtrack, which that's awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, I hear that.
That was close. I was probably in the park. Ooh, my hairs are standing up.
Yeah, I could hear that. Wow.
Man, I get struck by lightning on cam. This shit is going viral, Evan.
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
You,
yeah,
you'll be dead, but I'll make a shitload of money
I
off of
know,
it.
man. Hey, buy me something I buy yourself something you know I would like.
Okay.
You know, something cool. You know what? Like a big lifted truck.
I was just thinking a truck.
And you don't have to drive it all the time. Just once a week, you know.
Yeah.
Grab you a couple Bud Lights or a couple Coronas. Drive through the neighbor's yard.
In my red truck.
It doesn't have to be red. I don't care. I'm not that dude that the color doesn't bother me too much. I know I didn't want white or black because for some reason, those to me those are the hardest cars to keep clean.
Yeah, absolutely. Black sucks to keep clean. White I hate because if you've ever worked any factory life, you have white pickups everywhere and you hate it. And also you don't want to buy white truck used because it was probably in one of those factories, being used. So yeah, white trucks seem to get beat to shit. So you don't want a used white truck. But I don't like red as a color, but we bought that red Cutlass and I love it. I don't get it, but I love it.
What
Um,
uh it's like me. I went my favorite color is blue. My
yep.
last vehicle was blue. My truck was blue. I go and I look for this F-250, and they had a couple white ones. One of the white ones was like a 2018 for damn near the same price. But I didn't realize mine's a little bit more valuable than like a 2018 because mine was last year of the steel body. So,
Yeah.
and a lot, I guess, you know, a lot of construction guys and shit want those. And I don't know, I got offered 2000 less than what I paid for it from the dealership. They just sent me an email and said, "Hey, we want that truck. We're willing to give you 40,000 for it." Well, I got that loan, you know, where I got it where I just pay it. Pay what I
Hmm.
want when I want. Well, what I do is every paycheck, man, I take, you know, if I got it, couple hundred, maybe three, throw it on that damn truck. Well, I'm almost $15,000 paid into it already. So right now, if I went and took that truck to the dealership, I'd make about $14,000.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I'm kind of,
But used car market's stupid right now.
oh,
If
it's
you found something for on the side for the right price and could do the deal,
right, right. Evan, you want to do a little news?
sure, what you got?
Okay. In this first one, man, we're going to give you a chance to win your dollar.
Oh,
This will take you to 16. I didn't go back and check, but I think I'm right. I think you're at 15 now because you won last week.
okay. I
Uh,
think that's right.
Japanese office worker climbs Mount Fuji dressed as pizza delivery man for fun. How boring is it in fucking Japan?
That's awesome.
Man, I ain't got
Dre-
shit to do. Look up at this fucking mountain. I'm gonna climb it dressed as a Domino's dude.
did he take a pizza box with him? If he could bring it up there in one of those they bring it that's kind of
I was
those
right.
little soft ovens, those coolers, but it's not a cooler. What is those? They bring pizzas in, they slide them out, keeps them warm. If he carried one of those all the way to the top and could deliver
Well,
hot pizza.
hold on, Evan. I'm getting ready to show you a picture of the dude on top of the mountain.
The steaming hot pizza, steaming hot pie.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe this. I think he got a helicopter ride or something. Hold on.
I'd Photoshop the fuck out of that if it was me.
And there he is. A picture of a man in a Domino's pizza shirt, supposedly delivering pizza to the top of Mount Fuji. So there
Maybe
you
it's
go.
not that big of a deal. I'm thinking like in my mind like Everest,
Right,
Okay. That's not bad.
well, Evan, for $1, what is the tallest mountain in the world?
I don't know. Is it Mount Everest?
Evan, you were $1 richer at $16.
Oh shoot.
I knew as soon as you said Mount Everest too. I was like, damn it. So there you go. Yeah, I don't know, man. This dude, I think he needs to go get something checked out because he ain't right. Japanese officer, yeah. And he did. He had the hot thing too.
I think it's crazy. Something like Mount Everest, where like they find, there's dead bodies out there. I mean, they didn't make it. Nobody brought them back down, and nobody's going to.
He said, I hiked up
Ugh.
his official Twitter, Japanese Twitter. He put a picture of himself. And he said, I hiked up Mount Fuji yesterday. There was someone who ordered pizza carrying a Domino's pizza thermal bag on his back. The man, clad in all black, appeared to be walking briskly as if was heading to the spot. Yeah, because if you don't get that shit there in a half an hour, that shit's free. They quit doing that years ago, boys and girls. When Domino's first came out, that was their big selling thing. 30 minutes or less, or it's free.
Well, they're getting lawsuits because their drivers are getting in wrecks and shit, driving like maniacs because they didn't want to have to give away free pizzas or they used to do like give you like $3 or $5 off things, if they were late. But yeah, they got in trouble for that.
All right, Evan. Here's where we're at, brother. Capitol Records drops virtual AI rapper FN Mecca following backlash after the use of the N word.
Did you say a robot used the N word?
Yes.
Wow. That's gold. So they dismantled. Don't know disassemble Johnny Five.
Yeah. Racist ass robot. Yeah, and I don't know here. We'll show a picture of the virtual rapper who just lost his job.
Don't disassemble.
Hold on, folks. I want you to see this.
Scooch back up.
And here he is. The virtual rapper that used the N word and was fired from Capitol Records.
Well,
Here, listen. I don't care if you hang out with certain people or not. Just don't say that word.
yeah. Don't hang out with robots anyway.
Yeah, and stay away from robots. They're fucking
Yeah.
weird. And who said we needed, with all these kids that are out there rapping, trying to make it big, and Capitol Records is using AI?
Yeah, it's not fair.
No, it's
How can
not.
these kids compete?
Uh,
Like competing against a robot welder, you know? It's gonna. I mean,
Here's one for you. A blind Michigan judge went for a drive and a sheriff rode shotgun. As 100 people watch, Richard Bernstein of the Michigan Supreme Court drove a car on a dirt track Tuesday at the fairgrounds. I've always wanted that feeling of what it's like to hit the gas or what it's like to turn the ignition in a car. 47 years old. Damn, he's pretty young to be on the Supreme Court.
well, say the first sentence again.
A blind Michigan judge went for a
Uh,
drive and a sheriff rode shotgun.
okay, I just want to make sure I had that correct. Wow, that's pretty cool. It's what was it? It's The Scent of a Woman. Do you ever see that movie?
I, I don't
Al Pacino blind driving that Ferrari.
I don't think so.
Oh, it's a good scene. It's pretty funny.
We got a picture of him too getting in. That's kind of cool, man. You know, that's almost like a make a wish thing, except for a judge, I guess. But here he is getting in the car. I don't know,
Well,
man. I ain't riding with him.
no, but that's very cool.
He's got it. He does have a crash helmet on, though.
Smart.
I know a few people that should probably wear crash helmets when they drive. I'm just saying.
Hmm.
How am I getting potential spam calls at 7:21 on a Sunday?
Oh no.
Dude, I've been getting them, and I've been getting text messages too. That'll
I've been
say
getting a lot of spam calls lately, but not texts.
they'll say somebody's name, and I'll be like, "No, you got the wrong number." Oh, hi, my name's, and it's usually this girl's name, and I'm like, "Yeah, not interested." You know, oh, what's your you know, can I call you? No, you can't. And then I block the number.
When do numbers ever come up on your phone that just say scam likely?
Yeah, it says potential spam.
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
Yeah. Australian woman who changed her mind about transitioning to a man sues psychiatrist for approving gender transition. Oh, fucking
Make up your mind, man,
yeah.
woman.
Come on, man. That was on you.
Yeah.
Famous Churchill, Winston Churchill portrait swapped with copy in Ottawa hotel. Staff doesn't notice for months.
Ooh,
Dude, I wonder how many times that happens.
a
How
lot.
I mean, how would you know if it was a good copy? I mean,
Mm.
I don't know how. And how do we know like the the paintings that are famous in museums and shit? How do we know that's the original one?
Yeah. You wouldn't.
Anyway, we got a couple more on news. Anyway, this one I thought was funny. Um, Usually stuff like this we would save for our Wednesday show. And be sure to check us out Wednesday. We don't talk any politics or bullshit tonight, but on Wednesday we kind of do. We get some opinions. We recap the city council meeting, all that. But Sunday nights, man, it's fun. You know, we go back to work tomorrow. I don't. I took a few vacation days. 16
Cool.
years at a company, you know, you get a few days off.
Nice.
Anyway, here's this one. Wind turbine blades could be recycled into gummy bears, scientists say.
That's interesting because right now they say they can't recycle them.
The next generation of wind turbine blades could be recycled into gummy bears at the end of their service. Researchers at Michigan State University have made a composite resin for the blades by combining glass fibers with a plant derived polymer and a synthetic one. Once the blades have reached the end of their lifespan, the materials can be broken down and recycled to make new products, including turbine blades and chewy sweets.
That's interesting. It's the opposite. I would think that those something made of carbon fiber and all that jazz would be hard to recycle, but I figure aluminum they would be easier. But like I said, right now they say supposedly they're those blades are not recyclable.
Man, I hope they're going to wash them because, you're going to have a. Oh my God, this story. Um, I'm sorry, I just read that first line. It made me.
Go ahead.
Well, no, because we were talking about the gummy bears and shit. I like gummy bears, but now I'm kind of like reconsidering my stance on gummy bears and shit. What's really in that shit? I mean, if they're going to take windmill blades, what else are they using now?
With carbon fiber.
Old tires and shit. That's why they're chewy.
It's gelatin and
I'm not even
yeah.
going to read this headline. I'm just going to dive deep into this story, Evan. The first time Ohio deputies saw 6-year-old boy with an open Smirnoff Ice in his hand, they say a woman acting as his mom said she didn't realize it and he had just grabbed one of her drinks. When the same child was later found riding a scooter while holding another Smirnoff Ice, the woman was arrested. The boy had told authorities a friend of his dad has been giving him Smirnoffs regularly and that it helps him sleep at night. Oh, fucking people.
That's pretty good.
He was riding a scooter, man.
That's where I draw the line. He doesn't need to be on the scooter if he's drinking.
Yeah. Did he get a DUI is what I want to know. And why was he given special treatment if not? I think he should have been tased, beat up.
Yeah, and if you give him a DUI, he won't be able to get his license for 3 more years.
Yeah. These are jokes, people. We don't want to see a 6-year-old boy tased. And, I hate to laugh about that because it's funny to read, but what a piece of shit mom.
True.
And lastly, we go to our buddy Dave Moreland with Bozo Criminal of the Day. Thanks to Bozo News Hawk Glenn Snow for sending in today's report. From the international file in Greater Manchester, England, the cops were in pursuit of our bozo who had stolen a vehicle and then was seen leaving a gas station without paying. Yeah, because, if you steal a car, how rude is that for them to have like a quarter tank or something? He was later tracked to a resident, but once inside, there seemed to be nobody home. We did this one.
Really?
Yeah, this was only a huge teddy bear over in the corner, so Dave must not redid. But wait, is that bear?
I don't remember the guy stopping to fill up the tank, but
I know. I think we did it. I don't think it was Bozo Criminal of the Day. But anyway, let me go ahead and finish since I'm already here. Only a huge teddy bear over in the corner was the only resident of the house. But wait, the bear was breathing. Yep, somehow our 18-year-old bozo had managed to open the back of the bear and squeeze himself inside. He held his breath as long as he could and let out one big breath. And the jig was up. He faces charges of theft of a motor vehicle, driving while disqualified, and theft of petrol.
Threw the book at him.
Now, yeah, so we did that one. That wasn't a bozo of the day, but we did that story last week because we made fun of the dude for a while. So anyway, here's another one that we didn't do. Bozo Bozo criminal for today violated Bozo rule number 0110637. If you were a wanted man, it is never a good idea to call the cops.
Negative.
It never is. That never works out good for anybody that's done it.
No.
Anyway.
They're going to want to know who you are.
He walked into the McDonald's in Georgia, and he and his fiancée ordered themselves a meal. You know, because you got to take the girl out someplace classy.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Them golden arches.
Hey, girl, go and get you a large.
Supersize that shit. It's on me.
After the order took longer than expected, our bozo started getting agitated. He got more worked up. When he finally got his meal, wouldn't you know, the fries were cold, Evan.
Oh, Jesus.
When he couldn't get a new order of fries, he did what any bozo with an outstanding felony murder warrant would do. He called the cops to complain. So this isn't like a driving on a suspended license warrant.
Yeah.
This is a felony murder warrant. And he calls the cops about some fries.
He's going to be bummed. When he gets out, his ice is going to be melted too.
The police arrived and quickly discovered he was a wanted man. After a brief chase, he was arrested, charged with the outstanding warrant, as well as obstruction and hindering law enforcement, criminal trespass. He also had possession of a controlled substance with the intent to distribute tacked on, as police found 31 grams of marijuana in his fiance's vehicle.
Uh-oh.
So now we know why they went to McDonald's. They spent all their money on weed.
They had the munchies.
And that's it. That is your weird and wacky news.
There's reasons some people are just always in trouble. It's just because they're just stupid. You know?
Yeah.
Grow up. Use your brain, man. The cops are after you. Don't ever call them because they want an identity. They don't show up anywhere without asking who you are.
Yeah, and I mean, just over some fries too.
Yeah.
I mean, are you? Come on, man. Just leave. Don't go back. There is no reason, if you are in a restaurant, unless you are being physically attacked, that you should ever need to call the police. And we see this all the time.
Right.
I mean, I don't know why people... Listen, I know money, you work hard for your money, and you don't like to get screwed. Nobody does.
Right.
But there's other... don't call a cop. You know, they're sitting there, at a homicide investigation. Unit 3, we're going to need you to break off and go to McDonald's. This motherfucker's...
Cold fries.
They don't have apple pies, and this lady is irate.
The fries are cold again. Send a unit over. Yeah. What you got to realize is that you're going to McDonald's and everything is not going to be perfect. You are going, when it comes down to it, as far as restaurants go, that's kind of really the bottom of all the chains. I mean,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's really the bottom of the barrel. There really isn't a place you can go that's on a lower scale than McDonald's. It's a chain, I don't think. I mean, I would put all like the Hardee's and Wendy's almost just barely a step above it.
Right. Right.
Barely.
Yeah.
I put Culver's way above.
Oh, yeah. McDonald's is like a step away from just eating gas station sandwiches.
Right. It's little floppy burgers with processed meat that's just really not much real beef in it if there was any to begin with. And yeah, the fries are okay, oversalted. It's nothing great. I don't know.
But there's like 16 ingredients in their French fries.
Oh, yeah. There's a whole lot of crap.
Yeah. I mean, when you go and look at McDonald's, of course they taste different and good. They got chemicals in them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not a big go out to eat guy. I just I'm not. If I do, it's because I'm in a hurry or something like that. But if I do go out to eat, I want to go to a decent restaurant where I know I'm getting real food and not processed bullshit. You know,
I'm with you.
like it, man. Sometimes that McDonald's, here on West Eldo, it line out the damn, out to the road almost every day, and I'm like, man, quit eating that bullshit.
Yeah.
Because you're
Comment in this. Wendy's isn't that great and Hardee's is going downhill. That I mean that's true, but I've also seen some McDonald's. I don't stop in there much, but I've seen some McDonald's that have really gone downhill. They're like, oh, you know. But McDonald's, they got a corporate gets involved. Anything gets too bad, and they'll shut it down.
right, right. Man, Evan, I want to say something to the people that just watch on Facebook and then don't go check out Chili After Dark. Last week, that Chili After Dark, oh my God, dude. I listened to that. And I wanted to check the YouTube sound and everything. We kind of had some problems last week. So I went and it said something about the audio. So I went and checked it and I went, oh my God, that was hilarious.
You talking about nursing home dating, or what are you
Oh,
talking about?
nursing home dating, the chlamydia story. Oh my God. If you guys miss that, you got to go to AlfromDtown&Chili442 and go down to videos. And it's always the first one. It takes me about an hour or so to get them all uploaded. But yeah, we just keep recording after the Facebook Live. And for some reason, I decided to call it Chili After Dark.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense, but whatever. It doesn't need to.
Yeah,
Um,
because it ain't even, well, it might be dark now. We're getting back into winter.
yeah, it makes me. I want to go back and listen. I don't listen to our shows, but now it makes me want to go back and listen to the end of that one, and or listen to the whole show, whatever. I think I've only listened to like one show for some reason. I did once, and every once in a while I check it just to listen to how our audio and stuff. But yeah,
And I
it's
don't,
too much.
yeah, I don't go and listen to the whole show. What I will do is the next day, I'll just go and kind of skip through it to make sure the audio, the video, and everything like that in case I have to re upload it. So
Hmm.
it's almost like, I'm not just sitting there watching our whole show and laughing, although we are fucking hilarious.
I'd like to think so. I'm not so sure, but if you
Uh,
say so.
well, I think we are so hilarious because we think we are a lot funnier than we are. If that makes any sense to anybody, you know what I'm talking about.
I guess I'll
Anyway,
buy it.
uh, strip clubs with buffets. Yes or no?
Sure, why not?
There was a thing on in Chicago where they opened this new gentleman's club, but I don't think they like get naked. It's more like a burlesque show and everything like that. Well, the one thing it said on the bottom of it was buffet from 4 to 8. And I'm thinking, wait a minute.
It's weird.
It is kind of strange. I mean,
I had been when I was younger, been to a strip joint a couple times, like college, like a buddy getting married. Like we all went to Peoria, all went to used to be Kenny, yeah, and it was like to go to a strip joint. Well, it was one thing, and then like when I got a job at Cat in Decatur, yeah, I met people from Camp Peoria, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we go to a big house for lunch," and I'm like, you go to downtown to a strip joint for lunch, and I'm like, they got girls at noon and two. It's like I can't imagine having a meat going and just like, oh yeah, I'm just like slicing up my steak here, and it's just it was a weird thing, but yeah, I guess it's very common. So yeah, buffets at strip joints, why not?
I don't know why that pops up. Oh, look, I can put hearts all over Evan. Oh, they don't
Uh,
come over the. Oh, there we go.
no glitter everywhere. Susan said that's funny. Yeah, like don't come shaking it around my food. Yeah,
That's kind of where I'm at. And who's cooking? Are these chicks in there with their titties hanging out? Like you
I
remember,
doubt it.
yeah, like them crack cocaine movies back in the day. Have you ever seen King of New York, where he had the girls cooking or packaging up the crack, and so they didn't
Uh,
steal. He had them in there titty free. Cause you don't want no hoes stealing your crack and putting them in there.
yeah, I don't think most strip joints are that way, but I mean, I would say that if you're sitting there along the rail, I mean, if she comes shaking it, you might want to cover your drink or something, just to be on the safe side.
Yo, what's going on, Phil? Our buddy Phil's up in the house.
Hey, Phil, how's it going?
Look,
Long
we
time.
we start talking about buffets at strip clubs. Boom, Phil pops right up.
Somebody say strippers?
Or buffet. I feel like Steve. But yeah, so I don't know, man. Wait a minute, because Steven Skeller said Hooters. Hooters is different. Them chicks, I mean, they're wearing pantyhose and short shorts and tank tops. They're not up above you shaking whatever.
Yeah. You remember going to that Hooters in Ohio? We went to Good Guys
Oh, yeah.
and we went to Hooters and they had the skinniest Hooters girl we'd ever seen. Do you remember that waitress? We were just in awe because she was most Hooters waitress. And then, they've over time, they've kind of well, they've had to kind of change their hiring practice, but this girl, I'll stop.
Yeah, no, man, this is the Alfrom Town&Chili442 Show. Who in the fuck is listening that you were going to uh,
I offend, I don't know, but that was just a funny one for me. Like, oh my gosh, I mean, this girl was skinny. It looked like she was anorexic. And I
it,
hate to, say that's mean and everything, but that was not what I
it
expected of a
looked like
Hooters
me.
waitress.
Look, I'll tell you what she looked like. She looked like me in a Hooters outfit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might have been even a cup size bigger.
I know I was at the time. I've slimmed down, I've been sick.
Oh man. Yeah, I tell you what, speaking of not feeling good, man, yesterday, and I slept almost all day today, but I had something with my sinuses yesterday. And it just
Yeah.
had that pressure like right above my or right below my eyes that was kind of pushing down. Oh man, that was the worst headache. I took shit, it didn't do nothing. But
Yeah. I hate that Tylenol or yeah, ibuprofen about the best you can do reduces swelling. I get the little squirrely vision kind of I get sinus pressure. But you talk about the timing right now, a lot of people going through it. The woman, she had that last week kind of sinus and all that stuff. My uncle was a pediatrician, and I used to go get allergy shots from him. And one time, like years, I mean, I was in my 20s because he was still going, and I was like, hey, I just keep going to my uncle's free, in my 20s. But I started looking at my chart, and I was about the fourth week of August every year. I was getting an allergy shot. I was going in at that time, and I was like seeing that pattern. So we're in Decatur right now. It's just I don't know what it is about third, fourth week of August. Yeah, wait till it gets windy and they start ripping down all the corn. Then it gets really nasty.
oh, I
Hate that.
I'm going to tell you what, we're going to have a little bit. It's going to be a late harvest this year, and I'm going to tell you why. We've had a very, very wet August in the Midwest here.
Yep, we have.
Very. We've had we're probably on course for setting a record for rain. Because, I mean, we had to get it, over an inch with what was coming down earlier.
Hmm. Yeah,
So,
usually July and August are really dry months, and
oh,
they haven't
yeah.
been this year.
No. So that's going to be late. They'll be out. Hell, I think, 2 years ago, we saw them out uh, doing corn when it was snowing. I mean, it wasn't freezing. It wasn't like below zero or anything. But yeah, they were out there, and it started like snowing on them and shit. And it was like, wow,
Yeah, in a hurry in the flurry.
man. All right, Evan. Shit, we're almost about the 45-minute mark for Facebook. So,
All righty.
so be sure to go to AlfromDtown.com or the YouTube page and check out Chili After Dark. Do you got a topic tonight?
Nothing as good as nursing home
Nursing home orgies?
dating. No,
Well,
man.
you never know though, because I didn't think we'd pull that out like we did either. Because we just got to talking and some funny shit happened about nursing home orgies.
Ugh. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah. So anyway, Evan, tell these lovely people goodbye.
Oh, good night, lovely people. Thanks for joining us.
And I am Al. That is Chili. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. We love you. Even if it's just come in, say hi, and split. Be sure to go back and watch the show. There's usually something funny that happens.
We hope.
Yeah, or this kind of defeats the purpose. But anyway.
Or you can listen to us while you get to sleep.
Yeah. Or set your alarm to us. You know what? Just
listen to us on your morning drive.
Why not? I would. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. We will catch you Wednesday for Hey Decatur. That is our kind of more political show. We will talk some politics and give some opinions. This show, man, this is for fun. And I think we had fun today. What do you think, Evan?
I had a good time.
Yeah, so we hope you did too. Peace. We love you. Be good to one another. We'll catch you next week in the live video.
Later.
And let me go to the... All right. Stop streaming, but still recording. All right, it's time. We almost need a new, another intro for this, Chili After Dark. I'm going to light a cigarette.
I got something I'll send to you. We'll see if we can get something. Man, I don't have a hot topic. I've tried to think of it in the last couple of days. I'm sick of politics. We don't want to talk about politics.
Nah.
Dinner conversation earlier. I'm like, what is a topic? What is something fun to talk about, but not politics? And it's hard to just rip a subject off. But anyway, so I'm like, I'll see what's going on in the news. And one of the things I went to CNN.com so I could get some basic news thing. And I found this is interesting. It's like I said, it's not nursing home dating exciting, but this is something I hadn't thought about a change. And this, for the first time in a Gallup poll, more Americans at 16% said they smoked marijuana that had smoked a tobacco cigarette, which was down at 11% in the past week.
Huh.
And it's like, all our lives, like smoking was huge, like growing up, it seemed like everybody's parents smoked. A lot of kids smoked in high school. It's slowed down. There are still a lot of young kids smoking. I'm kind of, amazed at it, but I never thought about like when like the change of popularity, and it was pretty interesting to kind of go through the numbers of this article. But anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Well, and if you remember a lot of our TV shows back then, I was watching some, I don't, we've said this before, but I don't have cable.
Mm-hmm.
So, I get internet TV, because I got a smart TV and everything like that. Well, it's, I can't remember the program it is, but it's just there's a bunch of B-movie channels, there's a bunch of news channels, there's a bunch of blah. Well, when you scroll down, it's like old TV. And Johnny Carson was on the other day. And it's like everybody in that whole row was smoking. Even Johnny had a cigarette and was smoking that cigarette. And it was like, wow, times have changed. And
Oh, absolutely.
And drinking. they were drinking on that show. I mean, showing them with, their ice and their whiskey and shit.
A little cocktail. Hmm.
But
It's
go ahead.
no. Go ahead.
I was going to say, but now it's illegal. You cannot drink alcohol on TV. All that anybody drinking on TV, it's like iced tea and shit.
I haven't paid attention. But now I noticed everything has got warnings. Whatever you watch, smoking, drinking. It's like, oh gosh, every sin in society. I guess we're kind of warning on every show. How things have changed our views towards smokers. I mean, people talk about how cultures don't change. I mean, how we've changed towards smokers and how smokers are treated. It's been wild in our lifetime where it was just everywhere and now it's nowhere, not allowed anywhere. But the one thing about this kind of going through some of the numbers of this, it said nearly 30% of adults under the age 35 group said they smoked marijuana that year. And that was a lot higher from the 35 to 54 group was down at 16%, and the 55 plus was at 7%. So like 30% in that under 35. I had no idea it was that huge because they always say like, 1 in 10, roughly. So,
Right.
I've pretty strange how things have changed over time.
Well, you look at it. I mean,
J-
cigarettes in society, like you said, have been demonized, and smoking has been demonized. Smoking cigarettes, but now you have um, a political party. I hate to fucking say that on this show, but pushing, for the legalization of marijuana. So now that it's legal, you got a lot of people that are trying it for the first time, and stuff like that. Which
y-
I'll go on record say I don't think it should be illegal anywhere.
right.
Anywhere.
I find that like the young people, because it seems like now because it's become, there's so much medical and it's widespread. To young people, it's not that taboo thing anymore. It's kind of
No.
like, oh, this is my uncle's medicine. Why, what's the big deal? I was just surprised that the younger kids were 30% at that. That sounds like a lot. I wouldn't think that many young people are, but hey, what do I know? I guess they are.
Well, and you got to think though, and that's the one thing about polls that I am just really, really, I'm leery of polls, man, because number one, you actually control your demographic on who you want to poll. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That kind
My
of sounded
dad,
funny.
my my dad told me about my dad went to Milliken for a year or so, and he was telling me they had these poles like on campus. He's like they'd have a dude standing at the top of this stairwell, and he's handing out this brand of cigarettes. And you go down the stairwell, and there's a guy just standing there with a clipboard, and he's like, "Oh, son, you're smoking. Oh, what are you smoking in it?" And whatever brand, he's this brand, and then it came out like there was some high study where big this brand is big with college smokers, and everything.
Oh, okay. Well, here's
It's like
what's
they were handing them at the top of the stairs.
dude. Here's what's funny, and this is something that you don't see anymore. Um, when I turned 18, I had been smoking, when I was a teenager and shit. And the thing about me, I'm not a big inhaler. So if you actually watch me smoke, it's almost like I'm smoking a pipe. I and they actually say, and this has been years ago since I read this study, so it might be they say cigarette smoke harms women more because they hold it in longer. Like a guy will
Really?
just hit it and blow it out, and they say women actually inhale it, hold it in, and let it out.
Really?
Yeah, that I mean,
Hmm.
and once again, it's a controlled study, so Some of them studies and like polls and research things, you can look at them and say, oh, okay, but they're not. You got to think they're not talking to everybody. You know,
Yeah.
where they took that poll where it was 30%, if you go to another part of the country, it might be 1%. It might be 2%. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. And you can always draw a correlation between something. There's a high correlation between eating ice cream and shark attacks.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Uh, Man,
But there is.
one of my favorite things, and I got to see it, and I think somebody found it on YouTube, so you can go and check it out. But I'm a fan of a comedian named Anthony Jeselnik, and this guy he's kind of a shock comedian. Some of the shit he says is just boom. Well,
Yes.
he had a TV show on Comedy Central, and I think it only lasted a season, but it was kind of a skit, and almost kind of what we do, and because they would talk about weird news stories and shit like that, but some dude got attacked by a shark, and he's like anti people and pro shark, so he does this shark party. He's like, this dude got killed, and he said, everybody loves Shark Party except for this dude's family. Well, and then I guess he started getting death threats and shit. You'll have to go check it out, but yeah, it was tacky as hell. He's getting a lap dance by a chick dressed in a shark's costume and shit. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. Try to find it. It's called Shark Party. And it was the Anthony Jeselnik show.
Yeah, I hate to sound like a boomer, but sometimes he pushes shit a little too far for me. It's
Yeah, he
he gets
does.
to that joke and he delivers the punchline, and then he gives you this punchline with the twist at the end that makes it just like,
Yeah, like
it's little. Sometimes it's just a little too much.
yeah, just Google Eric Clapton, Anthony Jeselnik joke, and that one right there. I mean, the whole crowd's like, oh, and then they kind of paused and start clapping, and he's like, well, that was fucking weird.
Yeah, it's a mixed reaction.
And, I hate to say it, but that's the kind of comedy I like, man. I like that dark comedy because look, is it right to joke about some of the things he jokes about? No, but you know what? Why not? Why you got to make light of everything, man. If something bad happens in your life, you got to look at the lighter part of it and say, okay, you know what? That sucked, but it could have been worse. And I don't know. I don't know how that, how what I just said excuses my poor excuse for comedy, but I'm
Hey, you
trying.
like what you like, and
I
you're honest about it. I mean,
Yeah,
I have a pretty dark sense of humor too. Just sometimes that dude is. I guess I'd have to watch him alone. I think I went to watch him with somebody else once, and I was just like, I don't know. He's one you just need to absorb by yourself,
yeah, and I think that's it too. And
where you're not embarrassed to laugh or.
right. And see, yeah, and that's another thing, man. We're so afraid that, if you laugh at something, if you make fun of something, we're in this part of society where we should be evolving, but it's like now words hurt again. It's like, no, they don't. Nah, brush that shit off, man. Unless you're soft, words don't fucking hurt.
That's true. That's true.
They should motivate you. If somebody is putting, putting hate or putting bad vibes towards you, fucking turn that shit around. The best thing that you can do for somebody that does something like that to you is just not say a word to them and show them. I'm not saying get physical with them, but I mean, if they're saying you're not going to mount to shit or whatever, blah, you can't do this because you're this or that, or show them.
Good point.
You know, you don't have to argue with these people. You know, uh, I, I'm sorry, but I am going to say one thing about politics real quick. But I lost a Facebook friend over me not agreeing for the college tuition shit. And I'm like, come on, man. I mean, you're grown too. You're fucking grown. And you're dropping people on Facebook for something, for their opinion. That's why I kind of hate. Social media is a double edged sword with me, dude.
I struggle with it all the time. It's tough.
I mean, it really is because I love it. I love to be able to, you know, make somebody's day by smiling or laughing or you know, I love the sunrise. You know, I'm always putting pictures of the sunrise and shit. And the stars and all that shit. And just if I got a joke, I love putting it out there and on positive shit. But every once in a while, you know, I get something pisses me off and I'll go on and I'll just give my opinion about
Sure.
something.
You should be able to.
Yeah, and to get dropped, I mean, that's just, to me, I've never dropped anybody because of their political beliefs. I've dropped people, but it's because they started shit, you know? Um, you know, if you want to argue with me, but if somebody agrees with me and then you go on their comment and start arguing with them, then I got a problem with that because you don't know that fucking person. You're just arguing you know, that's what you got your Facebook or Twitter or whatever, you know. You don't have to agree with me. I'm not saying I'm always right,
Yeah.
but I can believe what the fuck I want until I'm proven wrong.
True. Oh, that's too bad. That's I don't know. I like to keep a balance of people on my Facebook that just are, extreme both sides. I like to see, what their thought processes are, just it's good to know how other people when you're in society, how what some people, the opinions they may hold, So I like keeping a broad range on. Now some people, yeah, they can spam it to death, and I have dropped people before where it's like, or just like it's too much. But I try not to. But I agree. Facebook's a fantastic tool. I mean, for me with hobbies and stuff, and what you can learn from other people, that's fantastic. And just the resources. Like year before, I was driving the surf wagon to work. I lost a hubcap. Fucking 62 Bonneville, Pontiac Bonneville, the little spinner hubcaps. You don't find them laying around. You know what I mean?
They didn't have
And
that at O'Reilly's.
so I got to work by 10 o'clock. I had two of them being shipped out of Wisconsin. I
Yeah.
got on Facebook. I hit my groups. I'm like, I need one now. I'm going to show Saturday. Can't go pulling in with a little black rim, and everything. I had two of them on the way by 10 o'clock. I'm like, Facebook's an awesome tool sometimes,
Yeah,
you know?
and I mean for what we do, I mean we get our most views off of Facebook. You know, I mean we get quite a few on AlfromDtown.com. We get a few on the YouTube channel, but it's mainly people that don't use Facebook.
Hmm.
And there's like you said, I think there is a lot of good, and I think we look at the negative more than the good. Now I think you can overdo it. I've been known to do that, over post and shit like that. If it, I'm sitting at home and during a fucking rainstorm, ain't got nothing to do, I'm posting everything I'm doing.
Hmm.
And I tried to quit that. I'm not so much of the over poster anymore.
No, I mean, teach his own.
Yeah, man. Damn, Evan, we gave him damn near an extra 20. Uh, but yeah, it's I like I said, it's a double edged sword with me, man. I mean, I love it because we can put this show out and do something that we enjoy doing and get it out to people that normally wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, when it starts ruining friendships and shit like that, that's the bad side of it.
Yeah,
and
there's a
it
lot of people I've had to just unfollow, just like, okay, man, I
yeah.
don't want to drop you, but I can't hear another word, you know.
And that's cool. I mean, if this lady, she feels a certain way, and I know she does. She's hard left, and that's cool, And she probably thinks I'm extreme right, and I'm not. Me and you talked about that before we started. If you actually heard what I honestly believe in, you'd think I was fucking Democrat.
Hmm. Yeah,
But
I've been called that. I've argued with someone online before, and they're like, called me a liberal. I'm like, what? You don't even know me,
I
but it's
know.
funny. It's just how one person interprets just your level of right or leftness, you know.
But and that's the thing that bothers me. And going back to comedy, will comedy ever be the same? Because I mean, comedy is a bunch of I hate to say it, but kind of making jokes about people, and now
Pushing the edge.
yeah, and now everybody's so damn sensitive. Is it going to kill comedy? And luckily, you got people like Dave Chappelle and Joe Rogan and Cat Williams and all these other ones that are just saying no. We're not switching up our comedy because of some things that were said
Hmm.
years ago. Dude,
Good.
I listened to the NWA diss song, one of the greatest diss songs of all times, written by Ice Cube. And it's called No Vaseline. And if you go and listen to that song, you could not play that song today. You couldn't. You would have, and I am really surprised they haven't tried to come back on Ice Cube for that song. You know what I mean? Because I was listening to it the other day and I was like, damn, Cube kind of went off, and it was about calling people gay and stuff like that. But he, well, of course, the name of the song is No Vaseline.
I just pulled up the lyrics.
Oh, goddamn! I'm glad y'all said it all. Used to be tough, now you just dead wrong. First you was down with the AK. Oh man, I remember when all that happened. That's why I think uh, our generation, they called the generation before the greatest generation. Nah, man, we got to see NWA come on the stage and just, you can look at it one or two ways, and I've looked at it both ways. When NWA came, you had a couple guys doing some gangster music, but it wasn't, the white kids in the suburbs weren't bumping it. When NWA came, it was a wave, and it opened up gangster music, gangster rap. And you can look at that a couple ways. You can look at it, oh man, did a lot for rap, and it did. It made a lot of rappers really rich, but it also brought a lot of violence. We lost a lot of great rappers from violence that want, because what you say can, eventually will come back to you.
Yeah, and
And
well, and when you make it in the hood, everybody wants a piece of you.
right. And well, and that's the way you got to look at the internet too. Don't be an internet tough guy, because eventually it's going to come back around. So
Hmm.
yeah, this chili after dark wasn't as funny. This one was more serious.
I'm sorry, I have to work on
No,
something for next week.
no, it's all good, man. Because we can't be fucking hilarious all the time, Evan. We got to get serious sometimes.
That's true.
But
I'll try to think of another light conversation for next week.
oh, it's all good, brother. It's all good. Anyway, chili. Fuck, I think we're about an hour and 10 in.
Yeah, damn.
Shit. So yeah,
Another 70-minute show.
yeah, we stopped it at a little after 45 on Facebook too. I kind of want to. I know we went over like 52 or something last week, and I kind of want to try to keep that at 45. I don't know why. There's no fucking reason. I'm just.
Okay, here's my take. Sometimes you look at, hey, this podcast is this long, and sometimes you're like, oh, this is an hour and something. That's a lot of commitment. I think if somebody sees 45 minutes, that's not too bad. I'll give it a listen, but
Well,
it can be overwhelming. At
yeah,
least for me to focus my time, devote my time to something,
right.
you know.
Because look, to be honest, the only way that we would ever do like a 2-3 hour show is if we had a guest and we kept them on that long. But
Yeah.
I don't ever see us doing more than hour and a half, 2 hours, just because, like you said, some people look at that like some of them Joe Rogan podcasts, 3-4 hours. It's like, whoo,
Yeah, you need to set aside an afternoon or an evening.
right,
Yeah, and when I used to do a lot of work in the garage, sometimes listen to them, but then I get burnt out on them, and like I got to find something different.
right. And I almost like watching the short clips better.
Well, he's had some really good experts on there, and I like when they have experts, but when he's just got one of his local, dudes from the comedy store that just kind of echo everything back to him while he talks, it's not that interesting to me.
Right. Yeah, we'll have to talk about Zuckerberg on there. Um,
Oh, I would like to listen to that one.
Yeah, you need to. And listen to that FBI shit about the Biden laptop and shit. Yeah, you need to listen to that, dude, because you're going to be like, man, we're not in a good place. We are not in a good place.
No.
But anyway, Evan, tell these people bye. We'll get out of here and start putting this up on the pages so the people can watch it.
All right. Well, you people, you fantastic, you beautiful people that lasted this long. I'm always amazed every week. Like, man, I don't know who's listening, but that's cool that they do. And God bless you all for it. And just thank you for hanging out with us and have a wonderful week.
I'm just going to say what he said right there. Anyway, we love you guys. Peace. Be good to one another. We'll catch you on Wednesday for Hey Decatur. It's only on Facebook. So if you're watching this, you're a YouTuber. Eventually, we might get something going. I kind of want to get it eventually where we're streaming 3 or 4 places. And as soon as we click stop streaming, it'll just pop up and you can replay it. So we're working on that. We'll get there eventually. Right now, we're just making it through. We're at show 48, show 49. We're coming up on a year, people. So
Word.
we appreciate you. We love you. Peace.
Peace.